Have you ever felt that no matter how hard you try, something inside you continues to whisper that you are not enough, that others deserve more, that there is a place where you simply do not belong? If you have ever felt this way, I need you to know one thing right now. This is not the truth about who you are. It is simply a program. A belief installed over time through experiences, through the words of others, through moments that taught you to see yourself as less. And programs can be replaced. That is exactly what is going to happen here. Throughout this audio, your mind will go through a deep and silent process of transformation. You will breathe, relax, and access layers of your subconscious that hold the roots of everything that made you believe you had no value. You will hear stories that speak directly to the oldest part of you. You will receive affirmations that install self-love where there was doubt, worth where there was shame, and dignity where there was silence. Prepare yourself. What begins now cannot be undone. Your identity is not who you are. It's a program installed without your permission, by childhood, by fear, by every rejection you never processed. And the good news is, any program can be rewritten. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how. But first, pay attention to this. There's an NLP experience made uniquely and individually for you. Not a generic audio that thousands of people have already heard. It's built with your name, your goals, your exact blocks. And it works for any area of your life you want to reprogram. High performance, business, mental health, prosperity, success, relationships, self-esteem. It doesn't matter which of these areas you're stuck in right now. There's a version of this experience built specifically to get you out of that point. Scan the QR code on your screen right now, or check the first pinned comment below this video. Before we begin, I want to explain something important to you. Something that will make all the difference in your experience with this audio. Because understanding how it works is the first step toward allowing it to truly work. Your mind has two layers: the conscious mind, which analyzes, questions, and judges everything that reaches it, and the subconscious mind, which does not question. It absorbs, it stores, it executes. It is in this deeper layer that your oldest beliefs live. The belief that you are not enough, that others are worth more, that self-love is something that needs to be earned rather than recognized. These beliefs were not born with you. They were installed through words you heard in childhood, through situations that taught you to see yourself as less, through repetition. And what was installed through repetition can be replaced through repetition. This is exactly where NLP comes in. Neuro-linguistic programming shows us that repeated words in the right state at the right moment, with the right frequency, create new neural patterns, new pathways in the mind, new beliefs, new behaviors, new results. This audio was developed based on these principles. Every word was chosen with intention. Every pause has a purpose. Every affirmation was designed to pass through the conscious mind and land directly in the subconscious, where real transformation takes place. And here is something powerful that science confirms. Your subconscious does not sleep. While your body rests and your conscious mind switches off, the deepest layer of your mind remains active, receptive, and open. This means that listening to this audio while you sleep is not only possible, it is one of the most effective forms of reprogramming that exists. The subconscious, free from the filter of conscious judgment, absorbs the messages directly, like a sponge in clean water. The first effects begin to appear after 21 days of regular listening. Subtle changes in the way you see yourself, in the way you speak about yourself, in the way you react when someone disrespects you. For deeper transformations involving ingrained habits and old beliefs of low self-esteem, the average observed period is 30 to 60 days of consistent practice. The more you listen, the deeper and more permanent the change will be. For the best results, listen to this audio lying down in a quiet environment, preferably while falling asleep or upon waking, moments when your mind is naturally more receptive. Use headphones if possible. Do not force yourself to sleep. Do not force yourself to concentrate. Just relax and let the words do the work. You do not need to be awake to transform. You only need to be present, and you already are.
So now we are truly going to begin. And to begin, I only need one thing from you. I don't need you to believe in anything yet. I don't need you to feel anything specific. I don't need you to make any effort. I just need you to breathe. That's all. Just breathe. Breathe in now, slowly, through your nose. Let the air come in calmly, filling your chest, expanding your abdomen. Hold it for a moment. And breathe out through your mouth, slowly, as if you were releasing everything you carried today, everything you carried this week, everything you have carried for years. That's right. And again, breathe in, slowly, deeply. Hold and release, letting go. Notice how, with each exhalation, your body becomes a little heavier, a little looser, a little more at peace. It is not something you need to force. It is something that happens naturally when you simply stop and breathe. Your body knows how to do this. It always has. Sometimes it just needs permission. And now you are giving it that permission. Continue breathing at this gentle pace as I invite you to bring your attention to your body. Starting at the top of your head, notice if there is any tension there, in your forehead, at your temples, around your eyes. And with the next exhalation, let that tension go. You don't need to force it, just intention, just permission. Bring your attention down to your face, your jaw, this place that holds so many words that were never spoken, so many emotions that were swallowed. Relax your jaw now. Let your teeth gently separate. Feel the relaxation spreading through your cheeks, your chin, your neck.
Move downward to your shoulders. These shoulders that carry so much, that hold responsibilities, expectations, judgments. With the next exhalation, let them drop, naturally, without effort, as if an invisible weight were being lifted away right now. Feel the relaxation moving down through your arms, through your elbows, through your forearms, reaching your hands, all the way to your fingertips. Your hands are heavy and warm now, completely relaxed. Return to your chest. Notice your breathing, how it is slower now, deeper, more natural. Each breath in, bringing peace. Each breath out, releasing tension. Your heart beating at its own rhythm, steady, reliable, always there for you.
Move down to your abdomen, to the area of your stomach, this place where anxiety often lives, where the fear of not being enough so often settles. With the next breath, send warmth to this place. Imagine a soft, golden light spreading within you, warming, relaxing, dissolving any contraction that may still be held there. Continue moving downward to your lower back, to your hips, to your thighs. Feel the weight of your body being completely supported by the place where you are lying now. You don't need to hold on to anything. Let the surface beneath you do that work. You can let go completely. Knees, calves, ankles, feet, all the way to the tips of your toes. Your entire body is now relaxed, heavy, warm, and at peace. From head to toe, you are completely surrendered to this moment. And in this state, I want you to notice something. There is a very particular feeling that happens when the mind stops fighting, when the body lets go, when you stop trying to be something and simply are. A feeling of lightness inside, even with the body feeling heavy on the outside. A stillness that needs no explanation. You are feeling that now.
I want to tell you a story, and as I tell it, I want you to simply listen, without analyzing, without judging. Just let the images form in your mind, like a dream that happens naturally, without effort, without control. Because sometimes the truth reaches deeper when it comes in the form of a story. Once upon a time, there was a young woman who was born into a loud family. A family where everyone had strong opinions, loud voices, and absolute certainty about everything. And in the middle of so many voices, she learned very early that the best thing to do was to make herself small, silent, invisible. Not because anyone directly told her to, but because every time she tried to take up space, there was a correction, a criticism, a look that said, without words, that she had made a mistake again, that it wasn't quite like that she could have done better, that others did it better. And she absorbed all of it, like every child absorbs the world around them, not through analysis, through feeling, with her entire body. And she built, brick by brick, a belief that seemed as solid as a wall. The belief that she simply was not enough. She grew up carrying this invisible wall. She went to school and sat at the last row, not because she didn't know the answers, but because she was afraid of making a mistake in front of everyone. She went to parties and stayed near the wall, watching others move with an ease that she believed she didn't have. She entered relationships and accepted less than she deserved, because some part of her believed that less was what she was entitled to. And the cruelest thing of all was that she never knew exactly when she had learned it. There was no single moment. It was a sum, a silent accumulation of small moments that together formed a sentence that she began repeating to herself every day without realizing it. I am not enough. Do you recognize this young woman? Because I am not talking only about a character in a story. I am talking about a pattern, a human, ancient pattern that many people carry without knowing it. The belief that your worth depends on approval, on performance, on being better than you were yesterday, than your neighbor, than the expectations someone created about you. But the story doesn't end there. Because one day, this young woman was walking through a garden and she saw something simple, so simple that it almost went unnoticed. A flower growing between the stones of an old wall. There was no good soil there. There was no direct light. There was no one who had planted that flower or who was taking care of it. And yet, It was there, alive, open, completely itself. The young woman stopped, and she stood looking at it for a long time. And something inside her began to move. Something that didn't have words yet, but that she could feel in her chest. A question that slowly rose like bubbles of air coming up from the bottom of a lake. If this flower doesn't need approval to bloom, if it doesn't need to prove to anyone that it deserves to grow, if it simply grows because it is its nature, then why do I believe that I need to earn the right to fully exist? And in that moment, something broke. Not dramatically, not with thunder or torrential tears. It broke in the quietest and most powerful way there is. Like ice slowly melting in the sun, like a door that had been locked from the inside, and that someone finally decided to open. She sat down on the ground in the garden beside that flower, and for the first time in her life, without an audience, without approval, without anyone to validate her, she said to herself quietly, "I have value, not because I did something to deserve it, not because someone told me. I have value because I exist, and that is enough." And something in her mind reorganized itself in that instant. Not that everything changed immediately. Life doesn't work that way. But it was as if a seed had been planted in soil that was finally ready to receive it. And seeds planted at the right time, in the right place, grow. They always grow. In the days that followed, she began to notice things, small things, that her voice had a sound worth listening to, that her ideas had a quality she had ignored for years, that when she entered a place and consciously decided to take up her space, the people around her responded differently. Not because she had changed on the outside, but because something inside had reorganized itself. And with time, the wall she had built brick by brick was undone in the same way, brick by brick, belief by belief, layer by layer, until what remained was not emptiness, it was space. Space for herself, for her voice, for her worth, for everything she had always been, but had hidden beneath a belief that was never hers. Because this belief was never hers, it was given to you, by people who had also received it from others, by moments that were interpreted by a mind that was still developing, by a world that sometimes confuses worth with performance, dignity with merit, love with condition. But now, in this deep and receptive state, your wiser mind is hearing a different truth, a truth older than any belief you have absorbed, a truth that was there before any word anyone ever said to you, before any experience that taught you to see yourself as less. You have value. You always have. And just like that young woman in the garden, you are arriving at your moment of recognition. It doesn't need to be dramatic. It doesn't need to be perfect. Just real, just true, just yours. You are the innocent that awakens, the part of you that existed before the beliefs, before the layers, before the programming. That part is here now. It is listening. It is remembering. And what it remembers is simple. You don't need to earn your worth. You only need to stop hiding it. Take a deep breath and let this truth settle wherever it needs to settle, deeply, permanently, like roots that finally find good soil. You are enough. You always have been. Now the time has come to let go, not to fight, not to analyze, not to understand every detail of where the beliefs that limited you came from. Just let go. because some things do not need to be completely understood in order to be released. They only need permission to leave, and you are giving that permission now. Take a deep breath once again. Inhale slowly, hold it for a moment, and release. And as you release the air, imagine that along with it, the first layers of everything you were taught about not being enough are leaving. You don't need to see it clearly. You don't need to name it. Just feel the intention to release and trust that your deeper mind knows exactly what to do with it. Because it does. Your subconscious mind is extraordinarily intelligent. It stored everything, every experience, every word, every look, every moment when you felt too small, too wrong, too invisible. It stored all of this carefully, trying to protect you, trying to prepare you for a world that sometimes seems to demand that you prove your worth every step of the way. But now you are here, and now you know something that your subconscious mind is still learning. That these beliefs were not protection, they were prisons, built with the best intentions perhaps, but prisons nonetheless. And prisons can be opened. Imagine now that you are in a great hall, an ancient hall, with high walls and windows that have been closed for a long time. And on these walls, hanging like dusty paintings, are all the beliefs you have carried about yourself, each one with a frame, each one with a story behind it. There is the belief that you are not smart enough. You know where it came from, maybe not in detail, but you can feel its weight. The moment when someone compared you to someone else and you ended up on the wrong side of the comparison. The day when you made a mistake and heard words you should never have heard. The feeling that other people understood things with an ease that seemed beyond your reach. Look at this painting and realize that it was painted by someone else with the colors of someone else's judgment, someone who was also carrying their own wounds. This painting was never a true portrait of you. It was an interpretation, an opinion dressed up as fact. And you can take it off the wall now, not with anger, not with violence, with the calmness of someone who finally realizes that an ugly painting does not have to stay on the wall just because someone hung it there. Take it down, place it on the floor, and feel the space it leaves on the wall. A clean space, empty, ready to receive something new. There is the belief that you need to be perfect to deserve love. This is one of the heaviest ones, because it came wrapped in something that seemed like care, in expectations that seemed like love, in standards that seemed to elevate you, but that in practice taught you that you, as you are, with your imperfections, with your mistakes, with your complete humanity, simply were not enough to be loved without conditions. Look at this painting as well, and notice how heavy it was, how much you bent yourself, shaped yourself, made yourself smaller, trying to fit inside the frame it demanded. How much of yourself was lost in this impossible attempt to be perfect in order to deserve what should have been unconditional. Take this painting down, too, slowly, with gentleness toward yourself, and place it beside the other one, on the floor, far from the walls of your mind. Continue walking through the hall. There are more paintings. You know them. The belief that your voice does not matter as much as other people's. The belief that asking for help is weakness. The belief that you must always put others before yourself in order to be considered a good person. The belief that feeling pain is an exaggeration, that needing care is too much, that taking up space is selfish. One by one, take these paintings off the walls too. You do not need to carry the weight of the story behind each one of them. You do not need to revisit every painful moment that created them.
Just the intention to let go is enough. Just the recognition that these paintings are not you. They never were. And now, imagine that the windows of this hall begin to open, one by one, and light enters. Not an intense light that blinds you, a soft, golden, warm light. The light that enters when something that has been closed for a very long time finally opens. This light touches the walls where the paintings were, and where there were marks from old frames, where there was dust and shadow. The light begins to clean, gently, completely, as if the wall were being washed from the inside. And as the light cleans the walls, feel it also reaching you, entering through your breath, moving down through your chest, reaching the place where these beliefs were stored, that deep part of you that learned to contract whenever the subject was your own worth. Feel the light reaching that place, and with it, repeat after me, not with the mind that analyzes, with the deepest part of you that is listening now. I now release everything I was taught about not being enough. I release the belief that I need to prove my worth. I release the idea that love needs to be earned. I release the standards that taught me to see myself as less. I release the voice that said I did not belong, that I was too much or too little, that I needed to change in order to deserve. I release all of this now.
And in the space these beliefs leave behind, something new begins to enter. Something that has always been waiting outside, waiting for the window to open. Something that carries your name and sounds like truth when you hear it. You are enough, exactly as you are. With your stories, with your mistakes, with your achievements, with your imperfections. All of this together forms something that has a value that cannot be negotiated. Irreplaceable, absolutely real. And this truth is now being engraved onto the clean walls of your inner hall. Not like a painting hung by others, like an inscription made by you. For you, permanent, unshakable. Take a deep breath and feel the hall within you cleaner, lighter, brighter than it was when you arrived here. What has been released does not come back. The space that remains is yours, and what you choose to place there from now on is also your choice, your authority, your right. You have just taken one of the most important steps of your life, and your deeper mind is recording this moment, holding it, transforming it, because that is why you came this far. And you did come, and that already says everything about who you are becoming.
You have made it this far, and that is no small thing. Because making it this far means that something inside you has already decided, already chosen, already taken the first step toward a version of yourself that knows with certainty that you have value, that you are worthy, that you deserve to take up space in this world fully and without apology. And now, we are going to install this truth in a way that your mind will not forget. Not as a passing thought, not as a motivation that lasts until the end of the day, but as an identity, a deep certainty that will live within you from now on, layer by layer, becoming more solid, more real. So breathe deeply. And as you inhale, imagine that you are breathing in a new version of yourself, a version that already knows who you are, that does not need external validation to feel whole, that carries your value not as something earned, but as something recognized. And as you exhale,
Let out any remaining trace of doubt that may still be present. Any old echo that tries to say that this is not for you, that you do not deserve it, that it is too soon to believe this. Let that echo go now. And now, let's begin. I am going to present affirmations to you in 3 layers. Each layer goes a little deeper than the one before it. You do not need to force yourself to believe any of them. Just listen. Just let them in. Your subconscious mind will do the rest. The first layer is the layer of identity, who you are at the most fundamental level, before behaviors, before achievements, before anything you have done or failed to do. I am worthy, not because I have proven anything, not because someone gave me permission. I am worthy because I exist, and existing is already enough. I have value, a value that does not diminish when I make mistakes, that does not disappear when someone treats me badly, that does not need to be earned because it was never lost. My value is constant, real, and absolutely mine. I deserve love, not conditional love that comes and goes depending on my performance. Real, complete, unconditional love, the kind of love that begins within me and overflows into everything around me. I am enough, exactly as I am right now, with my story, with my mistakes, with my achievements, with my complete and imperfect humanity. I am enough. Let each of these affirmations settle, like seeds being planted in fertile, clean soil. Your mind is receiving each one of them now.
The second layer is the layer of behavior. How someone who has value moves through the world. How someone who truly loves themselves treats themselves and others. I treat myself with care and respect. I choose gentle words when I speak to myself. I choose rest when my body asks for it. I choose boundaries when my soul needs protection. I set boundaries clearly and without guilt. Saying no when necessary is not selfishness, it is self-respect. It is the language of someone who knows their worth and does not accept less than they deserve. I put myself first without feeling wrong about it. Taking care of myself is not abandoning others. It is the foundation that allows me to be present, whole, and genuine in all my relationships. I speak about myself with dignity. I do not diminish myself to appear humble. I do not sabotage myself to make others feel comfortable. I occupy my space with presence and with truth. Feel these behavioral affirmations settling in, not just as words, as new patterns, new neural pathways forming as you listen, as you breathe, as you simply remain here, present. The third layer is the layer of reality, the external world that reorganizes itself as your inner identity transforms. My presence has an impact. When I enter an environment, I bring something that only I can bring. My perspective, my energy, my unique way of seeing and feeling the world. That has value. That makes a difference. My voice matters. What I think, what I feel, what I have to say deserves to be heard, not merely tolerated, truly heard. And I allow myself to speak with the confidence of someone who knows they have something genuine to offer. My value is non-negotiable.
It is not for sale. It cannot be taken away by criticism, rejection, failure, or anything the outside world does or fails to do. My value exists independently of any external circumstance. I attract relationships that reflect the love I have for myself. People who treat me with respect, with care, with genuine consideration, because what I experience within manifests on the outside, always.
Now, take a deep breath once again and feel all three layers at the same time. The identity of who you are, the behavior of how you act, the reality you create from that. I am worthy. I treat myself with respect, and the world around me reflects that value back to me. These three layers are now being engraved at the deepest level of your mind, not as something you are trying to believe, as something you are remembering, as something that has always been true, and that has now finally found its way back to where it always should have been, inside you, as your most fundamental truth, as your truest identity. You are worthy. You have value. You deserve everything that is good and genuine in this life. And your subconscious mind is recording this now, deeply, permanently, in a way that no old belief can ever erase again. Breathe and let this be true, because it already is. I want to tell you another story. And this time, the story is about a warrior. Not the kind of warrior you imagine in battles with swords and armor, but the most real and rare kind of warrior. The one who fights every day in silence, carrying a weight that no one around them can truly see. The weight of never feeling enough, even when the outside world said otherwise. This warrior was admired by everyone. Strong, reliable, always there when someone needed him. He was the first to show up when others were going through difficulties, and the last to ask for help with his own. He had learned from an early age that his usefulness was his value, that as long as he served, as long as he delivered, as long as he was needed, his place in the world would be guaranteed. And for years, he fought battles that were not his. He defended people who did not defend him. He gave away energy he did not have. And every time someone praised him, every time someone said he was incredible, strong, special, something inside him became quiet. Because deep down, he knew that he was being praised for what he did, never for who he was. And there is an enormous difference between the two. One day, exhausted from the external battles, the warrior stopped. He sat in silence for the first time in a very long time, and in that silence, he heard a voice he had tried to ignore for years, a small, ancient, persistent voice that quietly said, "You do not fight for your own dignity. You fight for everyone except yourself." And the warrior realized that his greatest enemy had never been on the outside. It was inside. It was the belief that his value depended on his usefulness, that without serving, without giving, without being needed, he simply did not deserve to take up space. So for the first time, he turned his strength inward, and he fought the most difficult and most important battle of all, the battle of recognizing himself, of looking at himself without the armor of usefulness and saying, "I have value beyond what I do.
I deserve beyond what I give. I am enough beyond what I serve. This battle had no blood, no shouting. It was fought in silence, in tears, in deep breaths, in moments of collapse and reconstruction. But when it was over, the warrior was standing. Not because he had defeated an external enemy, but because he had finally stopped being his own enemy.
And you recognize this warrior because he also lives within you. The part that fights for everyone except himself, that gives without asking, that serves without serving himself, that confuses usefulness with value and presence with worthiness. That part is listening now, and it is learning something new, that the noblest battle a warrior can fight is the battle for his own value, for his own dignity, for the right to exist fully, not merely to be useful. You have already fought enough battles for others. Now it is your turn, and the victory is already here, inside you, waiting only to be recognized. You have reached the end of this journey, and what a journey it has been. You took deep breaths when you needed to let go. You listened to stories that spoke directly to the truest part of you. You released beliefs that were never yours. You installed an identity that has always been there. Now it is time to rest, truly, completely. Let your eyes become heavy. Let your body sink even deeper into the place where you are. Every breath takes you deeper. Every beat of your heart consolidates everything that was planted here tonight. And while you sleep, your mind continues working, continuing the dissolution, continuing the installation, continuing the transformation. You are worthy. You have value. You are enough. And so it is. If you want to deepen this transformation even further with a personalized NLP session created specifically for your current moment, for your beliefs, for your story, access the link in the description now, because you deserve a reprogramming that was made for you, just for you.